Hey guys, it's Mrs. Shefchuk, and today we're going to take a look at how we can find the volume of composite solids. Part of that process is going to be taking the figure and decomposing it into shapes that we already know. Shapes like cubes, cones, cylinders, spheres, and then we use our known volume formulas in order to find the volume of this composite figure. You'll see all different composite solids, things that are made up of cylinders and rectangular prisms, maybe spheres, some cones, all sorts of things. And because of that, it'll be extra important that you have all these formulas in your notes. So some of these we've used recently and some we haven't recorded yet this year. So make sure that your notes have all 6 of these formulas in it before you continue with this video. Are you ready? Let's begin. Our first example shows us a figure that has what looks to be a cylinder on top of a cone. And we're given our diameter of our cylinder, we're given the height of our cylinder, and we're given the height of our cone. So let's break this down into steps. So our first step is going to be to find the volume of each of our solids. So we're starting with our cylinder, and so the volume for a cylinder, as we know, is pi r squared h. And so we need to first determine what is our radius. Well, we're given a diameter of 8, and so that means our radius is half of that. So our radius is going to be 4. And now I'm going to plug in what we know into our formula. So volume equals, and I'm going to use 3.14 on this example instead of my pi button. So 3.14 times my radius squared times the height, and the height of that cylinder is 4. And then I'm going to enter that into my calculator. I'd like you to do the same as you watch, and then record your answer. All right, I got a volume of approximately 200.96, and that is cubic feet. All right, so that is for this top figure, right? That's for our cylinder. Now we're going to do the same thing. This time we're going to look at our cone. So I'm going to do that one in red here so we can kind of see the difference. So now our cone, the formula is going to be volume equals 1/3 pi r squared times the height. And now on this one, when I'm looking at that cone, I'm not actually seeing a radius on there. Right? It's not drawn right on our cone. I can see my height is 5. But can you tell what the radius is on that one when it's not labeled? If you look straight up, you're going to notice the base on that cylinder is the same on top and bottom, right? And so the base is actually going to be the base of our cone as well. So if we had a diameter of 8 feet and a radius of 4 for our cylinder, that's actually going to be the same thing for our cone. So our radius on our cone is 4 with a height of 5. And now we just plug that into our formula. So volume equals 1/3. Again, I'm going to use 3.14. My radius is 4 squared times my height, which is 5. And then we'll pause, calculate, and see what we get. And when I plug that into my calculator, I get a volume of approximately 83.73, repeating, cubic feet. All right, now we have to decide what do we do with those numbers, right? So the volume of our cylinder was 200.96 and the volume of our cone was about 83.73. And so if we want to get the volume of this composite solid, we're going to end up adding them together because this is just a cylinder added to a cone. So I'm going to take 200.96 and I'm going to add 83.73 to get my total volume. And that ends up giving me an answer of approximately 284.7 cubic feet. All right, so not much different with this than there were the other figures we were working on. It's just now on this one we had to add them together. Let's take a look at one more example. So example 2 has us find the volume of this cube-shaped object. It tells us Tanya uses cube-shaped beads to make jewelry. But now each bead has a circular hole drilled through the middle of it so that she can get it onto a string. So we're looking to find the volume of each bead. And before we start, I just have a quick question for you. If we were to find the volume of this cube, do you think that that's going to be more or less than the volume of this cube with the hole drilled through it? The reason I'm asking that is we want to kind of make a prediction for when we're done. Are we going to be adding together the volume of our cylinder and the volume of our cube, or are we going to be subtracting? And I hope you realize here that we're subtracting because we have to drill out this center. So the total volume will be less than that of the cube. And keep that in mind when we get to our second step. All right, so starting with the volume of our cube, we know our volume formula is, you can use either one, length times width times height. That's what we use for a rectangular prism, but on this case, since it's a cube, we can just say side length cubed because the length, the width, and the height are all the same. So I'm going to say volume equals 12 cubed. And when I type that in, I get 1,728 cubic millimeters for the volume of this cube. And I'm just going to kind of label that on my picture for a second so I don't forget that. All right, and then I have a cylinder, and if you can kind of see, I'm going to pretend like I'm zooming in here. That cylinder is actually giving us a diameter, right? They're saying the diameter is 2 millimeters. So then what would our radius be? Our radius is half of that, right? So our radius is 1 millimeter. So volume of our cylinder formula is pi r squared times h. And so I'm going to say 3.14, and we said our radius now is 1 squared, times our height, which again, the height of that cylinder is the same as the height of that bead, right? Because it goes all the way through the center of it. So we're going to multiply that by our height of 12. And when I take 1 squared, or just 1, times 12 times 3.14, I get a volume of our cylinder for about 37.68 cubic millimeters. And now we have to go ahead and subtract those because that cylinder is being taken out of the center of our bead. So I'm going to take 1,728 and I'm going to subtract 37.68 to get our total volume, which is 1,690.32, so I'm just going to round it to 0.3, and my label will be cubic millimeters. All right, so on this one we had to subtract, whereas on the one prior we had to add, so you kind of have to understand what are we doing with those different three-dimensional figures in order to get our total volume. So that's the general idea with finding the volume of composite solids. Now what I'd like you guys to do one more time is just confirm that you've got all of these different formulas in your notes because we'll be using these as we go through and do our practice next. All right, if you have any questions, be sure to reach out to your teacher. Thanks for watching.